So students, let's now move to the second part of the uses of the or commercial uses of the process of fermentation. Previously, we have talked about the use of fermentation for the formation of drinks and different foods. Now let's talk about a little bit industrial use of the fermentation process. So let's move to the now talk a little bit about the chemical production. In 1910, Weizmann was one of the first, one of the first scientists who discovered that we can use certain bacteria like Clostridium bacteria to ferment starch to butanol and acetone. पहली दफ़ा 1910 में फिर ये दो important chemicals fermentation process से हासिल किए. In this way, later on, we learned that on industrial basis, on industrial level, we can make use of fermentation to produce a lot of chemicals in a very big quantity, like chemicals like formic acid, propionic acid, butyric acid, succinic acid, of course, ethanol, glycerol, methanol, isopropanol, butanol, butadiene, and so on and so forth. So you can really make all sorts of chemicals through this process. And of course, in medical field also, one of the use of industrial use of fermentation is to make antibiotics such as penicillin, streptomycin, chlorphenicol. You can also make these antibiotics by the process of fermentation. These processes carried out in huge chambers, huge vents, where the temperature is controlled, the pH is controlled, every effort is made that the contamination is minimum, almost nil. And these are very complicated multi-step processes. We will not go into detail of this because you will learn more about it when you will be specifically focusing on fermentation in different subjects during your different degree programs. Just at the moment, you should keep in mind that because of the fermentation, which is especially at industrial level, which is not a very simple process in the sense that you cannot just use one or two containers, but you have to really use multi-chambered structures which are very well maintained. And also one important thing I must tell that one of the success of these multi-chambered structures is that the side products and the side effects, both side products which are formed during these processes, are not tremendously high. I mean, they are not exponentially high. They are limited, so that you can really control the reaction. And also the side effects of these reactions are not very what we say harmful. Then after learning about the chemicals, now let's move to a very important part of the commercial use of the fermentation process, and that is the production of fuel. Of course, that's a chemical. The fuel which we get through fermentation is nothing else than ethanol. But the importance of ethanol is that it's a renewable energy source. It can be very easily be utilized and regenerated and utilized and regenerated. It won't cost you much. It's less hazardous, much less hazardous than the gasoline based fuels you are using nowadays. You can think about the easiness of it, that you can use any raw material carbohydrate like sucrose, starch, or cellulose, just convert it in somehow into simple monosaccharides and then fed it upon yeast, and yeast will do its function. Then it will produce ethanol. In addition to this, of course, certain side products are also produced because these are microorganisms. One of the side product, very important side product, is of course proteins. These proteins then can be utilized for certain purposes. For instance, they can act as the food for the animals. But keep in one thing in mind, guys, No matter whatever, how complex are the industrial processes, keep one thing in mind, that at the very base of it, fermentation is nothing but anaerobic glycolysis. Whether you are making lactic acid out of it, whether you are making ethanol out of it, whether you are making butanol, acetic acid, succinic acid, I mean, no matter whatever chemicals, whatever fuel, and whatever product you are getting out of it, at the very base of it, it's a very simple glycolysis process which is taking place, which is giving rise to the formation of all these products. So, the beauty of science is that if you understand the concepts of such simple processes, you can even get a lot of commercial uses also.